Hi, my name is Sally Eaves Hughes and I'm a curator.
Hi, my name is Emma Safir and I'm an artist.
And our exhibition, Glitches It Veils, is a 2021 Guest Curatorial Project at Baxter St at the Camera Club of New York. Emma's work is incredibly meticulous and formal and complex and materially inviting. So they're soft, they're absorbing, but beyond that sort of initial perception of them, they're also incredibly conceptually dense. There are these sort of layers to them, both physically in the way that they're made, but then in the reference and the layered metaphors of textile practice and image making and digital life.
Most of my paintings, what I refer to as paintings, start with photography. Start with images from my personal photo archive that I've been taking for the past 12 years. I want to superimpose them together. I want to erase parts in and out of each other. I want to create moiré patterns as a way to sort of smash space, thinking a lot about my embodied relationship to the sort of disembodied digital sphere and how the sort of compression of images can create this like embodied experience for viewers. And I hope to do that too with the fact that I upholster my work and that it is textile. That is immediately an intimate response that people have to fabric because, you know, we're all wearing clothing, we touch fabric every day. And that's one of the reasons it's important to me to use textiles and to also recall upholstery and furniture. And thinking about photographs of spaces and the kind of images that I use, I am usually taking photographs through privacy glass or through windows of reflections of curtains, of fabric, sort of into domestic spaces that I can't access, and sort of thinking about the feminized space and the feminized interior and what that means for my relationship to upholstery and to textiles and to invisible kinds of labor that are dismissed because they don't have use value within capitalism. I am interested in sort of disorienting the viewer as they look at those things. And in addition, I am using a lot of traditional textile techniques and embroidery, specifically smocking. For me, these semi-continuous images and the sort of like dissection and like reassembly is sort of representative of like the glitch and deterioration and devolution of both image and memory and how it relates to photography and our digital experience as we live it through the phones that we carry and look at all day.
In Emma's use of photographs, I think that she's also creating this metaphor to think about the ways that images are produced, the ways that they're distributed, the ways that we interact with them on our screens. And while they seem to be easily accessible and easily sourced, they are in fact made by individuals, and a lot of times there's a lot of labor that goes into the making of them and the production of them and the manipulation of the images. So I think that this layered metaphor between textiles, between digital, and how that relates to gender is just really powerful for me.
One influence that I've been thinking about a lot in relationship to the Veils series is the Veronica legend, which is a Christian legend. Veronica gives her veil to Jesus and he wipes his face and his face imprints on the veil. This image is considered the truest image, an image not made by human hand or an archeopieta. This desire to represent something exactly as it is and how it looked was really fascinating to me. But one of the reasons that I find the Veil of Veronica legend so interesting to me is because veils were such an intimate part of a relationship to a woman's garment, and so her giving it to Jesus feels like semi-erotic to me. And thinking about that in relationship to how textiles like immediately can imply a sense of eroticism or like sensuality, and I try to make images or like objects that are pretty sensual in their appealingness and how people want to approach them.
So it's really exciting to be a part of a lens-based organization, a nonprofit organization that is not only providing space, but providing funds in order to making more ambitious work. It really pushed both Emma and I to think about how we could use this opportunity to push our practices forward.
I know that I use photography, but I don't think of myself as a photographer. And to think of this phrase as like lens-based artist was really like, oh yeah, like I identify with that makes sense to me. And so getting to be in conversation with photographers and with lens-based artists for the first time in a really specific way is really exciting to me. I feel like it's opening up a whole new world and people to talk to about work and ways to think about it. I'm really grateful.